thank all of you for agreeing to do this. I'm not going to use the word volunteer, but I know you're agreeing to do it, and it's a very important thing that judicial has to really face in our system. And so, as you know, I'm Justice Alexander. I've been on the Supreme Court for the last 2 years, and before that was on the appellate court for 2 years and 20 years as a trial judge. I can even go farther back, but when I was thinking about our charge here on this committee, I thought how when I used to try cases, blood evidence of A, B, O, and positive and negative were the standard of evidence we used. And by the time I stopped trying cases, we had gotten to forensics with DNA and a lot of things. So I liken it to this. I think that there is certainly a place for artificial intelligence to help the judicial system, but I think we have to come together and figure out the best way to use it. So with that, again, thank you. And I just ask you to go around and introduce yourselves to the other members of this team. Luch, you want to go next?
Yes, good afternoon. I'm Lucio De Luca, Executive Director of Information Technology Division for the State Judicial Branch. Thank you.
Want to go right across? I don't know if our screens all look the same, but
Yeah.
no.
Why don't
I'm not sure if that's next or Ty next. But I can go.
Yeah.
I'm Cynthia Theron. I work for Judicial Branch Legal Services.
All right.
Jay.
I can.
Me, PJ Deek. I work for Court Operations under Krista Hess.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Melissa Farley. I'm the Executive Director of the Judicial Branch's External Affairs Division, and I look forward to serving on the committee with all of you.
Luch, you want to call who's next?
Brian.
Good afternoon, Brian Hill, Executive Director of Administrative Services with the Judicial Branch, and I also look forward to serving on this committee. Thank you.
Ty.
Did I hear Ty?
Ty.
Oh, sorry. Thanks, Lucio. Hi, everyone. I'm Ty Erickson, Executive Director of Superior Court Operations, and it's great to be on the committee with everyone. Looking forward to working with you. Thanks.
Gary.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Gary. Oh, I'm sorry.
Gary or Barry?
Judge Armada, of course.
Oh, okay. I'm Barry Armada. I'm a Superior Court judge, and I'm really looking forward to working on this committee because I just figured out how to get my VCR to stop blinking. So,
Gary.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Gary Roberge. I'm the Executive Director of the Court Support Services Division in the Judicial Branch. Good to be here today, and I look forward to working on this project with you all. Thank you.
Paul Harton.
I'm Paul Harton, Chief Administrative Officer, Supreme Court Appellate System. Happy to help everybody with this committee and look forward to doing some good work. Thanks.
Debbie.
Debbie Kundu, I am Director of Application Development and Support, looking forward of actually utilizing AI to make some improvements to the judicial branch.
Thank you, Debbie. Ratish.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Ratish. I'm responsible for cybersecurity, email, cloud technology. Looking forward to serving on the committee to use AI to combat security, threats.
Claudia.
I'm Claudia Jaloka, Deputy Director for Law Library Services in the Judge Support Services Unit, and I also am looking forward to serving on this committee to explore AI in research and such within the branch.
Thank you, Claudia. Attorney Ryan McKean.
I'm Ryan McKean. I am both an attorney and now I'm a consultant in the legal tech and law firm operations space.
Attorney Lee Ross.
Hey, I'm Lee Ross. I'm Deputy Director of External Affairs in charge of Legislative Affairs, and I'm looking forward to working with this committee.
Thank you. Attorney Alexis Smith.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Alexis Smith. I'm the Executive Director at New Haven Legal Assistance, and I'm looking forward to working with you all going forward.
Thank you. Attorney Salcido Soropa.
Hello, everyone. I'm Liz. It's great to be here. I'm currently at Robinson & Cole as the Director of Knowledge Management and Information, so I sit in IT. Before that, I spent 15 years at Thomson Reuters, working with legal technology and consulting with law firms on their use, and it included some AI. I've been at a lot of conferences this summer on AI and speaking on panels. I also sit on the Connecticut Bar Association Committee on AI. So I'm really interested to help kind of bridge the gap between that committee and this committee, if there's any synergy and ways we can work together. I also know a lot about legal research tools that use AI. So I know, Claudia, you mentioned that. So happy to help in any way I can.
Thank you. Brian Sperry.
Good afternoon, Brian Sperry, Deputy Director of Information Technology at the Court Support Services Division of the Judicial Branch. Mainly responsible for helping with data collection and analysis for individuals who are receiving services from the division of the branch, and looking forward to serve on this committee.
Thank you, Brian. All right, I believe that was everyone. Correct?
Thank you, Luch. Did we miss anyone? I don't think so. So Lucio was going to, has agreed to go over the charge of the committee because obviously he's been involved with IT for as long as I can remember. So Luch, why don't you describe what we're hoping to accomplish in this committee?
Sure. Let me just share my screen. I'll just read. Okay, these are the charges. We're charged with, the committee is charged with 4. First one, determine whether the practice book rules and/or rules of professional responsibility should be amended to ensure that lawyers, judges, and court staff use AI in a responsible and sustainable way that is consistent with the principles of fairness, accountability, equality, and transparency. If so, the committee should recommend specific changes. 2, recommend ways that the judicial branch can ethically use AI to promote efficiency while prioritizing fairness, accountability, equality, and transparency. 3, establish mechanisms to evaluate and monitor the performance of AI technologies used by lawyers, judges, and employees in the court system to assess the impact and identify areas of improvement. And last, consider and recommend ways that AI can enhance and access to justice. And I am hopeful that the committee can do that by the time we conclude the series of meetings. Thank you. We also have on the agenda an update on the work of the Judicial Branch's Artificial Intelligence Committee, and Melissa Farley was going to be gracious enough to go over A and B.
Thank you very much. So I'll give you the background. In 2023, the legislature passed Public Act 2316, an act concerning artificial intelligence, automated decision-making, and personal data privacy. The act required both the executive branch and the judicial branch to conduct an inventory of all of its systems to determine if any of those systems employ artificial intelligence, to also develop a framework for the responsible use of AI, and to post the inventory and the policies and procedures on the judicial branch website. So as a result of this public act, the judicial branch established an artificial intelligence committee in 2023. It was comprised of 10 judicial branch employees, and the charge was, there were 4 elements of the charge. One was guarding against and being prepared for abuse that will come from artificial intelligence. The second one was to take advantage of innovative opportunities that could assist the branch. The third was directly related to that public act, was to conduct an inventory to determine if the branch uses artificial intelligence in any of its systems. And then the last one was to establish policies and procedures for the responsible use of artificial intelligence. So the committee met a total of 3 times, and completed its charge. So we conducted an inventory and determined that the judicial branch does not employ any artificial intelligence as defined by that public act. It's posted on the website. We also developed a framework for the responsible use of AI. To be fair, the executive branch had been working very diligently on its framework and was very willing and actually encouraged us to adopt the executive branch framework. So with some minor tweaks, that's the framework that we have posted on the website that we are using to guide our use. The committee also collected and distributed articles on AI because, to be honest with you, for most of us, this was very new and we were trying to get a good handle on what AI can be used for and what some of the other states and jurisdictions are doing. So the committee recommended 7 different items. The first one was we wanted to empower employees to use AI to better meet the needs of the residents of Connecticut. And we thought having a testing environment with select employees where they could use some large language models to see how could that really help them. And we asked IT to look at the different tools that are available and to assess those tools with safety and security in mind. In addition, we asked Human Resources in consultation with IT and Legal Services to take another look at that framework that we developed with the assistance of the executive branch. It's not really in the same format that we have our administrative policies and procedures manual. So we wanted them to specifically look at Section 9, which basically directs employees with what they can do and what they cannot do with AI. So we want to put that in our normal format. In addition, the committee recommended that our employee education and development unit should develop courses for employees on AI, and we recommended that the Judges Education Committee develop courses specifically for judges. The last thing we recommended had to do with the criminal and civil jury instruction committees. We thought that they should consider whether it would be helpful to adopt a cautionary instruction to the juries based on AI. And the thought here was to remind jurors that AI is just one part of the analysis and that the opinions generated are only as good as the underlying data. So that was the recommendations of this committee, the committee prior to the establishment of this one. I'm happy to answer any questions. If anybody has any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa. The agenda was quite short today because it was our first, but we should talk about next steps, and we've kind of maybe something that would go in line to the number 1 of the first charge, determining whether the practice book rules and or rules of professional responsibility should be amended, etc. I know that the CBA has done some work on this and some research. I'm just wondering, would anybody from the CBA members be willing to report next time we meet on this?
I'm happy to do so. I was on that committee last year.
Attorney McKeon, okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Very good, thank you. So we'll put that on the agenda. Anything else that we might feel necessary for the next meeting?
I think one of the things you and I discussed, Lucio, is that perhaps IT can give a presentation of what Melissa has described so that the members of the committee can actually see some of it in action. And again, it might be helpful then for ways to improve our use of artificial intelligence. Would you and your team be willing to put together some kind of presentation for all of us?
Absolutely, absolutely. We will do that.
Melissa, do you think there are any other matters we should be trying to do at our next meeting, or is that ambitious enough with those 2 parts?
I mean, I would think it would be really helpful to hear from Attorney McKean and Attorney Salcido-Surov sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, to hear what the CBA is doing, because it's my understanding that you've looked at the rules as well to determine whether there needs to be any changes to the practice book. So it would be really helpful to get a full understanding of where the bar is, because I think you have already considered many of the items that we're thinking about.
I am happy to confer with the members of the committee and report back.
Thank you. Okay.
Is there anything else that anyone would like to discuss before we pick our next meeting date? All right, hearing none. We looked at our schedules initially, Lucio and I, and we thought either November 13th or 14th, which is a Wednesday or Thursday, are available, or November 18th or November 19th as possible days, and those are Monday and Tuesday. If you want to just respond, Melissa can send out an email and then we can figure out the date. Is that all right, Melissa, if you coordinate the next date and time, because I know you set up this meeting for us.
Sure, I can work with Lori to do that, no problem.
I'll just point out, Justice Alexander, there's a Rules Committee tentatively scheduled for the 18th at 2 p.m.
Maybe we can join together then and just get it done in the next meeting.
I will tell you the Rules Committee is looking at AI and considering, and last year we reached out to the bar in terms of thinking about rules that should be put in the practice book relative to the same. But it's growing exponentially in terms of things that's happening. And we heard anecdotally that at jurisdictions that put in rules, those rules were already being changed because AI is growing so fast.
So let's take November 18th off the table. And again, if you could let Melissa know November 13, 14, or 19. And again, it would be at 2. Thanks for letting us know.
Thank you.
Anything else before we adjourn this meeting, or? No. Thank you again for all, your willingness to participate. This is important for the branch and for our legal system. So we truly appreciate your input and look forward to meeting our goals. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you.
Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.
Good to see you all.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.